Hello and welcome back to my channel. So, I recorded this to talk about something. So I might sound a little weird. Sorry for any background noise. Because I got braces like Monday and I'm still not used to talking with them. Moving on to what I'm actually making this video about. I'm going to talk about why I think Hazel's the most powerful demigod. Now, this is obviously an opinion. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. I'm going to leave the comment section open if I can figure out how for other people's opinions. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. If you're going to comment, please be polite and don't call anybody stupid. Okay. So my first point is with the mist. So I personally think the mist can probably replicate anybody's powers except like Piper and Reyna, because their powers aren't really, as physical as most of the other characters. So, yeah. And as we're shown in House of Hades, the mist can actually be a real thing, as Pasiphae falls through the trapdoor into nowhere, and we don't actually know where she is, but she doesn't reappear throughout the series, so she's clearly gone. Meaning, it does have a real effect. And she was able to defeat Pasiphae, who is a sorceress who'd been training for millennia with, like, less than a week of practice. And that in itself is quite impressive. Yet, she beat her with pretty much no experience. I mean, there was that scene with Skyron, who I also can't pronounce the name of, and that happened, but he was also a pirate. And even that also speaks pretty high volumes about how powerful she is, because she didn't really have any training at that point. The only real training she gets is sort of with Piper, because it's a little like charm speak. But even then, that's pretty impressive. Moving on, we're also shown, I guess, in Tyrant's Tomb, more about her more Earth powers and also the powers that come with being a Pluto kid. So, this is more of a thing with Nico and Hazel than anything else. So, Nico can control the dead. We know this. That is touched upon in, like, shadow travel and stuff. He can't summon stuff from the Earth. That was a curse and not something that came because she was a Pluto kid. So, yeah. And we're shown in Tyrant's Tomb that she can still... Oh, spoiler warning. I forgot to put that in. There will be spoilers for Tyrant's Tomb, possibly Burning Maze, and I don't think there'll be spoilers for Tower of Newark. She's not super affected by the events in that. She's not in Burning Maze either, but I might use evidence from it. I don't know. Definitely gonna use Tyrant's Tomb. So she crashes a cavern on a bunch of undead zombies, and yes, she is physically drained afterward, but that's also after manipulating them into turning back. So she does have some of Nico's powers, which I guess shows that the Greeks are generally more powerful than the Romans normally. But that doesn't really make much sense, because moving on, that's not what I meant to be talking about. So she does have some powers that Nico has, but she also has the whole rock thingy, which is great. She's also a predator by the end of the book, which which is an accomplishment, but like pretty much every Roman character who you're supposed to like, other than Lavinia, who's Centurion, is a praetor at one point. Lacona's dead, so not him. So moving on from that, she also has more control of it with less training. So I'm going to be bringing up Percy as another example. Yeah. With the whole hurricane thing and all the stuff he does in Son of Neptune. So he's had 5 years of training at Camp Half-Blood with pretty much his specific powers and also like sword fighting and stuff, which I'm not talking about. Weapons are kind of different place. So he has 5 years of training, and yes, he is able to do several things. They're all pretty powerful. But, again, he does that with a lot of training. Hazel does most things with very little or to no training. As, yes, she was at Camp Jupiter for 9 months when Son of Neptune starts. So she's had training, but it's not in her specific powers because she's trying to keep those a secret and she doesn't even have control over the mist yet. Next. Sorry, this is kind of all over the place and I'm not being too convincing, but I just felt like talking about this. But she's able to keep Gaia down for 70 or so years. It depends when you set yours. If you set it where it came out when it came out, then like 70 years. I've always sort of set it in whatever year it was because I don't know, that's easier for me. 70 years. That's quite a bit of time to keep the literal Earth down. And she did that with very little help. I mean, she had her mom, but that doesn't really count. Considering her mom was just, like, moral support. So, yeah. She was also able... I talked about that earlier. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a lot better at making arguments when I'm writing stuff down. Anyway, put, I guess, your own opinions in the comments. Whether you agree with me, whether you have a different opinion. Keep it polite and civil. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, if you made it this far, or if you watched the video at all, which I assume you did if you made it this far, yay. Bye.